Hello and welcome to Between the Books. I'm Isadora.
And my name is Shannon.
And today we have a very special episode. Today is our 1 year anniversary.
Yay!
Or tomorrow, I guess, which is June 17th.
Yeah.
Today's June 16th. But yay! Isn't that crazy, Shannon?
We're 1 year old.
Who would have thought that we would be here today?
I hoped we'd be here today.
We hoped, but also
we don't know.
We don't know, and it's work.
It is a lot of work. I've definitely learned a lot about recording, editing, managing, scheduling, reading a lot more. So it is a lot of work. I'm so happy that we are here.
Me too.
And we have a special episode where we're going to talk about our ideas about starting the podcast, what led us to starting the podcast, some of our favorite episodes of the podcast, some of our favorite activities, and
how things have changed since we started,
and some future and current projects we have related to the podcast.
We've done 22 episodes in a year, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
As you guys know, we release the episodes every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, but sometimes we were on vacation or we just took longer breaks because of reasons. So technically we didn't do consistently every 2 weeks, but we were pretty close.
I think we were pretty close. And I think also because we just gave us the flexibility of being we're traveling, we're not going to try putting out a bunch of sub episodes that aren't up to quality, I guess. Because we want to try to keep a consistent schedule. We're just gonna take a break, take time off, and then come back re-energized and excited to do the podcast. I think that's kept up momentum. And I'm also going to say, I'm really proud of all the episodes we've done.
I know.
I don't think we've got a stinker. I think they're all really good.
And this is just a healthy way to do it too, I think. We haven't been, as much as it's been work, we haven't been, the only stress that I've had is just certain books were a little harder to get through, so I was oh my god, I have to force myself to read this to be able to talk about it. But it wasn't really a stress, it was just it was a commitment that we had to follow through, and I think I'm proud of us for actually sticking to that and doing that. So out of these 22 episodes, 15 books were read. As you guys know, we've done a couple of book tags and book discussions, but we did read 15 books, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good for me.
Year.
Yeah, because I also normally read around 30 books a year.
So half of the books
Some perspective, half of them we talk about for the podcast, which is a lot.
Yeah, and it's great because with a lot of the books that we read are new releases. So it's cool being able to because sometimes you get a book that you're looking forward to and it gets released and you're you even buy it or whatever, you add it to your list, and then time passes.
He's never get around to it. Yeah.
So I like that we get to read it and be part of that conversation as it's happening. Just be able to see stuff and talk about it. And hopefully you guys appreciate that too, getting that first review so soon after the book comes out.
And sometimes before a book comes out.
Sometimes before a book comes out. So I guess we would have to say that we are primarily a fantasy podcast.
This makes sense.
It makes sense. That's the main genre we do. Obviously, that's just already our previous taste too. I think that's what we did. So we've read, out of these 15 books, 9 of them were fantasy.
Wow, that is a lot.
2 of them were romance. 1 of them was sci-fi. 1 of them was contemporary. And 2 were mystery. Which is crazy, actually. Maybe we should branch out. Maybe that's one of our next goals. Branch out maybe a little more.
When we started this podcast, I was I will read anything for this podcast. Yeah. I'm down for anything.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, I know a lot of that fantasy also includes fantasy romance.
Yes.
But I'm wow, we've really only read 2 strictly romance books. So that's definitely a genre I wouldn't mind reading more of.
Yeah. I think even contemporary, I don't think if we hadn't done the podcast, I would never have read Diary of a Void, and I quite liked that book.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. Another nice thing that we did is that we did a book and a sequel, a first book and a sequel with everyone in my family has got someone.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
That was fun.
I like following that series.
Yeah. And I know we're definitely planning on doing another Percy Jackson episode when season 3 of the show drops. So I just like the idea of following a series and talking about it.
Yeah.
I think that's really really good and promotes reading sequels. For books.
If you guys remember our goals for the year, one of my goals was to read series more. So yeah, we gotta get on that a little more. But it's been fun so far.
So we thought we would share with you on our special episode what motivated us to start the podcast.
Yes.
So you and I have always been like big readers.
Yes.
It's like in the time that we've known each other. Yeah. We talked about it before. But I don't know if we've ever... Have we talked about this? Which is that in recent years...
I don't know.
Like either in 2020 or like just before COVID, like 2019. When was your first year? Do you remember?
No, I think it must have been... I think it was 2020, but it might have been 2019.
I think mine was 2020.
Yeah, no, I think I did one. I think 1 year I did just me.
You did 2020, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. Okay, so what we did, because not only are we big book readers, but we've always, I think, also been following like BookTube and like for years and years, like since I was in high school.
Yeah, there are BookTubers that I follow for over 10 years.
Yeah, and that was a big part of like generally which got me watching YouTube videos like in high school, which I would look up reviews of like books. So we've always been in like that zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to like be booktubers?
But not really.
So we would film videos of us talking about all the books we read in that year. Yeah. Because we also we talk a lot, but we also didn't talk about like every single book that we read in the year.
Oh, I did. Did you not?
No. I mean like with each other.
Oh, yeah, with each other.
Yeah. Like, so we missed out on like some of the reading that we'd done, and like, there's some books that like I never got to like talk to you about like as I was reading it.
And also long distance at that point.
Yeah.
Shannon used to live in a different province.
Yeah. So we didn't hang out as much just in general. So at the end of every year, basically starting in 2020, we would film a book wrap video and post it literally just for our friends. That's it. I don't even know if all our friends watched it, but I watched every single one.
And I watched yours, Shannon. We were like, and it was funny because sometimes it would take a while for us to post, and I would be like, I'm working on my book video, and Shannon would be so excited, like, oh my god, I'm waiting for Isidore's book video. And I would be waiting for Shannon's book video.
Every January, I'm outside Isidore's house. I'm like, where's the book video? Yeah. I'm waiting.
The funny thing is that last year was the first time that I didn't do it.
And that is the same.
Or for this last year. Yeah. I still think about doing it.
I also still think about doing it. So maybe we should.
Because we were like, we know that those videos were mostly just for us both. And we've already been talking to each other the whole year on the podcast about what we've been reading. So it won't be like news, but I still like having that record of of me like just going through the books. And I like I think you used to do sometimes the ranking thing with like the charts.
I would kind of rank, like the way I would order mine is I would do it from like the book I didn't like a least favorite book of the year to like my favorite book of the year, just to like, I like ranking things. So
I would just do it in chronological order.
So that's kind of like how it started.
Because we were, and we've been on book clubs together for years too. So we always are discussing and analyzing books. And then one day Shannon was like,
I'm unemployed.
Shannon was unemployed. We were in a long car ride together, and
I'd run out of Yu-Gi-Oh seasons to talk about.
Shannon was literally going through the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons and telling me the entire plot. And then we had run out. And then suddenly Shannon goes, I'm kind of kidding about this, but I kind of want to have a podcast. And I'm like, Shannon, if you're not kidding, I would love to join you on this adventure.
And then by the time we got to our destination, we planned out the podcast.
It's so funny because we were going to a friend's like birthday party, so we were talking about it, and then we ended up like obviously like being at the party, mingling with people, but later then I would just end up sat on the sofa and
just planning
the podcast. We're like, how can we make this different? What kind of names could we come up with? What books would we read? And at that point, that's when we decided that we wanted to do the activities, because we wanted to do something different, right? Not just review it. And I like we've talked a lot about, like, we love that when you read a book, you're like, oh, I really want to try this new thing, or I really want to do this thing that they do in the book, but a lot of the times we don't do it. So we were like, we could use this opportunity to do more things and hang out more and do new things, because that's also something that we've been talking about. We wanted to go out and do different things. So
yeah, because
work together.
Yeah, like I just moved back and I was like, oh my God, there's so many things I want to do now.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to like incorporate this into like my ethos of like just, you know, trying new things and doing new things. And I still think it's a great concept. I've had so much fun this past year.
Me too.
Truly, just in terms of like getting our friends together and being like, all right, this weekend we're going to do this. Who's in? Who wants to come? And it's like crazy. It's so fun.
Know. Yeah, a lot of our friends have been joining us in this, which has been good. We've been getting a lot of just great support from everyone. So if you guys are listening to us and you're like our close personal friend, thank you.
Yeah.
But also if you don't know us, thank you for, you know, listening, liking, reviewing. We see you, even though like not everyone comments, we still like appreciate that.
Yeah,
we know there are silent listeners over there, so thank you. We appreciate you.
I mean, I was a lurker for many years. I'm a lurker for years, I know. So yeah, we appreciate every single person that listens to this.
Yeah. So of course it's been a year, so we should check in on how we've changed, how the podcast has evolved, how we've change in our lives, how our relationship changed with like reading and with each other.
I'm happy to say I am employed.
Yes, Shannon's now employed. Woo! I feel like in my personal life, I haven't changed much. I was already employed. But something that we were just talking about is that we feel like our friendship has grown. Even though we've known each other for over 10 years now, we do feel closer. We spent so much time together. We literally just this week we've seen each other 3 times.
Like in a row.
Mostly because of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we see each other basically every week, either to do the activity or to record or to just also hang out because we're friends.
We do just hang out a lot outside of this podcast.
Yeah. And it's been wonderful.
It's
so fun. I'm so glad that we're doing this. And like I mentioned, we did have book clubs. We already like analyzed books a lot, talked about books, but I feel like we've grown into just being better at it. Just like I feel like we analyze it better. We are able to judge it more intellectually. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean? Like we're able to see like the pros and cons, see the good things, the bad things. And I feel like I'm pretty proud of us from the way we structure the podcast. I think we've got, like you said, like we've got bangers. Like we re-listened to our podcast after, and we're like, wait, this is so fun. So hopefully you guys feel the same way.
I'm really also happy that we've been hanging out a bunch more. And yeah, I also feel like, I said this at the start, but I feel like I've learned a lot in terms of like technical skills related to the podcast. But yeah, like those soft critical skills. And it's different to kind of read a book for yourself and then also read a book and trying to review it for an audience and get your opinion out in a coherent way. And I'm like also like, oh, okay, so when we talk about books, like we should, you know, summarize. I have to like make the conscious effort to like summarize the book. What am I talking about? And like structure my arguments. And it's like,
that's like a public speaking thing. Yeah. Like a practice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I've definitely learned a lot in this year as well.
And it's nice because, you know, a lot of the times you read a book and you don't have someone to talk to. So you read it and then you're done and then you move on to the next one. And sometimes you even forget, even if you don't like the book, like, or if you like the book, sometimes you just forget. So it's nice, like lingering in that story a little more and getting to fully discuss all our thoughts. I think that's just such a good part of reading. It's just like seeing what how the other person, because everyone reads things differently. So like seeing how they interpret it. And I don't know, it's just like genuinely been so cool, this experience.
Yeah, because I think we agree a lot on a lot of things, but we'll sometimes disagree about like different different perception that we have for a book. Like we can like the book the same amount but have different things that we take away from the book.
Yes, or we see things completely different, like is the baby real or is the baby not real?
Like that's so true.
Yeah, so and then just another thing is that, like we said, like we've been doing new activities and that's so cool. It's been like things that we've been wanting to do for a while, but that we wouldn't have done if it weren't for the podcast.
Yeah.
So overall, this was a great decision, Shannon. Thank you for bringing that up in that card. Thank you for not bringing it up with anyone else that would have been interested, because I would have been so upset if suddenly you were like,
I'm
I'm starting a podcast with this one other friend of ours. I'd be like, what? And you didn't ask me?
You were always my top choice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is it because I already had done a podcast before?
It was primarily because I knew you would read the books.
Yeah, true. I feel like we're good with like our timing with reading books and like how we read books. Compared to some of our friends.
I don't know if anyone else would have read the books.
And I feel like all of our friends were most likely to have a podcast. Shannon and I.
It's us. So now we're going to talk about our actual episodes. So first we're going to talk about our favorite book that we've read for the podcast. And also I want to bring up our favorite episode, because that is a slightly different question.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer ready?
I think we have the same answer
for favorite book. I do. Which is why I was like, this is less interesting. But if you're wondering about the Between the Books book of the year, book of the first year, it is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. Go listen to our episode for our full thoughts, but I think that is my favorite book that I've read in a very long time. And I think you agree.
Yes. It was so good. I'm so glad we read it.
I love that book just because of also the series of events that led to us not doing an activity for that book.
My finger.
Yeah.
I like that we're reflecting now and I'm remembering things.
And I was sick and then you were.
Yeah. And
I was like really sick.
You were sick and then we were going to go sword fighting and then I basically broke my finger and then we couldn't go sword fighting. And we couldn't even do like book binding because of my finger. We couldn't do
anything.
That's so funny. So we still have to do that. We still have to go sword fighting, guys.
Yeah,
we owe you that.
That is an activity that we're just looking for a book for. That's one that we've had in the pipe for a very long time. What about favorite episode? Can you think of one?
That is hard. I think all of our episodes are so good. I think one of them is Bury Your Bones, the Midnight Soil, because we were so angry. Because it was such a big disappointment, but we weren't like disappointed. We were just angry and we had so many thoughts and so many critiques. And I liked that we were like, V. Schwab, do better. And it was just funny. I think that was a funny one. I think another one, I also liked Diary of a Void.
Yes.
Because I also liked how we interpreted differently and we went through our different interpretations.
And like our arguments about why we did that.
I liked how we formatted that. And also I liked how we talked about Japan.
Yeah. I thought that was really good as well.
But generally so many of these. I loved all of them.
Yeah. I want to mention one of my favorites is actually Catabasis.
Yeah.
Because
another kind of polarizing.
Yeah. Another polarizing one. In terms of like audience reception.
Yeah.
We kind of, I think, had similar thoughts on it. But I also remember it being hard to structure just because there was so many concepts that we wanted to talk about. And that ended up being like our longest episode for like a very long time until we started talking about Percy Jackson, I think.
We can't shut up about that.
But I think besides Percy Jackson, that might be our longest episode.
Yeah.
Just because there was so much to talk about and like I wrote down like notes and pages of notes just like how we're going to structure that episode. Yeah. And I think it came out really well.
I know. I liked that one too. So with all that, what is your favorite activity that we've done?
So mine is horseback riding.
Right.
Just because I never thought of it being something that I would do. It never really occurred to me. And then I was reading Baron the Nightingale. How we usually we just talk about like how we come up with our activities, which is just we read the book.
We read the book.
And we think.
And sometimes it's very obvious. Sometimes it's like, yeah, we'll definitely like we'll do this, and it comes. But sometimes we have to actually brainstorm.
Yes,
I think for that one, for the Brandon Nightingale, it was fairly easy to decide.
It was.
I think we also already wanted to go horseback riding.
It was easy, but also like logistically, we were like, well, it's like, like.
We had to plan it.
It's like late winter, which is hard to find a horse in late winter.
And like it's kind of expensive, so they had to find like a place that was kind of close.
But it's like also one of the things was like, are we going to do this or can we think of something else? And it's like we could have done something lower stakes. Like there's definitely some stuff where we do it like it's just easier to set up. Yeah. But I'm really happy we committed to horseback riding because it ended up being really fun and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and there's episodes where like we sometimes do want to do something bigger or more, but like something happens and sometimes we don't have time because again, like this episodes come out every 2 weeks. We have to read the book, do the activity and record and edit. Yeah. So sometimes it's a little tight. For example, for Tusk Love, it would have been really fun if we had played D&D.
Yes, and we're planning on doing that. That would have just
been too much for the time that we had, so we baked cupcakes instead, which was still quite fun. I liked that. But yeah, I think my favorite activity, and like this is kind of cheating, so I will also say another one, but read a book from a country you're traveling to.
Yes.
Because we went to Japan. Obviously, we didn't go to Japan because we read the book. We read the book because we went to Japan. But that's an activity that like it was really cool getting to read the book and be like, oh, we've been to these things. I recognize these things. I know these things. So that was really cool. But another one that I really liked was the escape room. Because we went to a really cool escape room. And like we discussed, we had already done escape room, so it wasn't necessarily a new activity that we've never done. But that was the best escape room I've ever done. It was
me too.
So fun. We like a lot of our friends came together, and we need to do that again. It was so fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. What do you think was the best activity that matched to the book?
Oh, interesting.
Like, what was the one that like you think probably deep end with the swimming pool?
Probably deep end in the swimming pool.
Because we didn't do like...
I would low-key say horseback riding. That girl rode a ton of horses.
But that wasn't like what the book was about.
The nightingale is the horse.
So true. That is true. I would say, yeah, that. And then maybe axe throwing was also kind of pretty good for Sunrise on the Reaping, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's actually like those top three.
Yeah.
Pool, axe throwing, and horseback riding. But yeah.
Any activity that we've done again, because this also thing is like we're trying new things. Are we keeping up with any activities that we've already tried? Or is there an activity that you want to do again? I know we already talked about you wanting to do the escape room again.
Yes. I also would love to go to Japan again. Or just to read a book from a place I visit. So like recently, like I mentioned in the 2 episodes ago, I recently went to Chile. And I got a book there by Isabel Allende, who is a Chilean author. And I do want to read House of the Spirits, which is her most popular one, but I could not find, oh my God, actually I didn't even tell the story, guys. Quick side note. I went through just so many bookstores because I really wanted a Spanish version of, like Casa de los Espíritus. Pero, well, I almost started speaking Spanish. That was crazy.
For our Spanish listeners.
But I went to all of them, and this is literally her most famous book. This is one of the most famous like Chilean books, and they only sold a pocket version of it with an ugly cover in every single bookstore. They just didn't have it, and I know they have pretty covers because I have seen it. They just this time around they didn't, and I was so upset. Whenever I would go into a bookstore, I'm like, "Do you have the copy?" And they would be like, "Oh yeah, we have this like pocket book." I'm like, "No, I don't want that. Never mind. Bye." Like I literally went to like probably 10 bookstores.
Wow.
Everywhere that I go, I'd be like, "Can we stop this bookstore?" And anyway, so I didn't get that, but I got Eva Luna, which is I guess the English is Eva Luna, by her, and I'm quite looking forward to that. I actually don't know if it does take place in Chile because she has books that don't not necessarily take. I hope it does. I think that would be cool. But I'm looking, anyways, that's my side tangent. I want to read a book that takes place in Chile and in Spanish. So that'd be cool because I haven't really read a full novel in Spanish. So that would be cool. But I guess stuff that I've continued doing, generally the only like consistent thing we continued doing was go to author events. We did quite a bit of that. But yeah, escape room would be cool. Honestly, all of them, like horseback riding, pool. I'd like to go to the pool.
I did actually go axe throwing again.
Yeah,
I want to mention that because I went axe throwing with a different group of friends. It was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun, so I was really happy I was able to do that experience again.
Yeah. And wait, what was your? Oh yeah, your favorite activity was that one.
Yeah. And if I were
want to return to,
horseback riding. I legitimately went horseback riding. I started looking up horseback riding lessons. Can I get me on a horse?
Yeah. So that will happen.
Hopefully soon.
Yes. I guess what we want to talk about now is just like upcoming projects for the podcast, what we want to do more of, and we actually have a very exciting announcement. Shannon?
We have an Instagram now. Yay! So you can follow us for more updates, about episodes, about pictures from the activities that we've been doing. So
that's the most exciting part.
That's the most important part. Every time we've done an activity, we've strived to take pictures of us doing it. And we're actually starting posting the backlog of pictures that we have and also upcoming activities that we're going to do on our podcast Instagram. So you can follow us at Between the Books Pod on Instagram.
Yes. And give us a comment. Tell us your favorite. Like, answer these questions. Like, what was your favorite episode that you listened from us? What was an activity that inspired you? Maybe we inspired you to do an activity. That would be kind of cool.
That would be really cool.
Right? Yeah. And again, like, we appreciate all the comments and all the feedback and everything. So keep them coming. Keep them requesting books for us to read, activities, suggestions. That would be super cool to get that for the upcoming year. Just get more of that interaction with you guys. That would be super cool.
Yeah, it's been so nice. Yeah. Like, the comments that we have are like so nice, and it's just like, oh, I didn't even,
like, people are actually listening to
people are actually listening. It's so crazy.
I love seeing the like analytics and seeing like how many people are listening.
Yeah,
so cool.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much for this past year.
So, like we've been saying already, but I guess some of the future plans is like expanding our genres, maybe just reading a little bit more diversely, because and diversity in multiple senses, I guess, like books just that have more diversity and in terms of like characters or like stories, but also genres as well. Just want to change up. We don't want to be we don't want to be in a box, guys. We want to be everything.
Yeah.
And also would be cool to continue reading series and maybe even like I know we've discussed this. I don't know if we're going to do it, but we've talked about the Odyssey and how we could do like little episodes about the Odyssey as we read it.
I thought you didn't want to read the Odyssey.
I would read the Odyssey in bits for the podcast.
Oh.
Movies coming up, guys.
I've not read the Odyssey.
Yeah, and I have. I think if we did it in bits, I could do it. I would not read it like straight for the podcast because it's a lot. But let us know if you'd be interested in that. A little Odyssey read along before the movie comes out.
I think that would be super cool. Something else we've also talked about, because Benjamin Stevenson has a new book, and something we'd love to do was talking about our theories about the book.
Like record as we read.
Yeah, that's another book that we've been toying with, just not doing one episode, but like breaking it down maybe into two or multiple, where we talk about our theories as we're reading the book. Would you guys be interested in that?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Let us know.
So thank you so much for listening to this episode.
Happy 1 year to us, 1 year anniversary to us.
And many more years.
And many more to go.
Our next episode is going to be our mid-year freakout tag. Another thing that I'm just like super excited that we get to do with this podcast, because I've been watching people do mid-year freakout tags for years.
And now we can do it too.
Now we can do it together. So stay tuned for that. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye.